hit shows Nashville. He was in The Office. And whose line is it anyway?
In addition to being an actor on the screen, he's also a singer and songwriter. And you can catch him on stage this weekend at the Paramount Theater. Charles Esten flew in extra early just to be with us on Colorado's Best this morning. So wonderful to have you here on Colorado's Best. Before we get into your show, though, I mean, when you landed, you heard the very sad news about Aretha Franklin, just the Queen of Soul. And you said, you know, she had an impact on you just like all people in music.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that is indisputably, she's the queen, and as you said, and that voice is singular, and that career is singular across every genre. I was thinking just the other day, one of the things about that movie, The Blues Brothers, besides just being a hilarious and goofy movie, they did something beautiful, which is they locked down some incredible performances, and Aretha Franklin's performance in The Blues Brothers, for anybody that's a little young and might not know.
That's so many people from their younger generations know her.
Yeah, exactly. So, but just in terms of her voice, I have a daughter who's a singer right now and who's going to be an artist herself, and I remember early on going, listen to this, and just putting those headphones on my daughter, and it was Aretha, and she just sort of went, oh, that's what the human voice can be and do at its best. So
beautiful.
God bless her. God rest her soul.
Yes, such an inspiration. And you're an inspiration, too. You've been in The Office, in Nashville. You're a great actor, but you're here in town singing.
Yeah, well, this is not the first time. I love coming to Denver. I got my cousin and his family's here. I got some friends here. I was at the Paramount before with the Nashville cast when we toured the Nashville show. I was at the Grizzly Rose not too long ago, which was a lot of fun. Sort of a different venue. Absolutely. We had a ball there. And even before that, when I was on Who's Line, we did some touring, and we were over at the convention center. So it's always a highlight for me getting back to Denver, and I love playing this theater.
Yeah, well, so many people love you as Deacon Claiborne in Nashville, but you said it was actually that show that led you to meet your band.
Yeah, it was kind of incredible. That was one of the things about Nashville. At every step, we found out how realistic it was. We found out how great the music was. Of course, T-Bone Burnett was in charge of it, and then Cavalier Curry wrote it. But the very first day I was on stage, and Raina James, or Connie Britton, was standing at the mic, and I was right back beside her. Around us was this bunch of guys. I thought they were just a bunch of extras with guitars hanging on their neck. Turns out they were this amazing band from Nashville, and ever since, for 6 years now, they've been my band, and they'll be playing with me at the Paramount.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, so basically I have Raina James's band.
Oh my gosh. And I was asking you earlier, do you like acting more than singing, or is it equal? What is it?
Well, that's the beauty of it. I've never been able to really choose, and now that Nashville came along, I kind of don't have to. While I'm waiting for that next gig, I have a nice interim gig here on a thing called Tell Me Your Secrets, which is on TNT. I'll have a recurring role, and I'm not on that as much as I was on Deacon. But while I wait for these roles that I want to do and want to be a part of, I get to play this music, and whereas the shows and the acting is sort of collaborative, and somebody else tells you what to say and how to say it, and they edit it. That's the beauty about the music. What you're going to see tonight, although I will be doing, or what you're going to see Saturday night, although I will be doing a bunch of Nashville songs, I'll also be doing some of my own and some covers, and I'll be doing it my way with my band, and that's great to get that outlet as well.
How fun and exciting. And I'm just reading, I mean, you've done so much already, but I'm looking at this. You have a recent Guinness World Record title, and I have to read it because it's so long here. It's like the most consecutive weeks to release an original digital single by a music act. Did I get it right?
You got it right, yeah. Everybody else was putting out EPs and albums, and I just had all this music. Was doing, look, it's called Music City, and I'm surrounded by my incredible band and writers and producers, and I decided one day, I just went on my phone and I promised to social media world that I was going to put out a brand new single every week for as long as I could do it. I figured I'd get to 20 or so, but I was just inspired and kept going, so I got to 54 and released them all.
That's a year and
about
2
a year
weeks.
later, it's crazy. There's a reason nobody does it. It's a little bit strange, but after a year, they just came back recently and said, yeah, that was a world record, so I'll take it. Yeah,
so they created a category for you, basically,
exactly,
right?
yeah. Well, they said it was something that nobody had done as far as they could tell, so I'm sure somebody's out there going to beat it, but that's fine. I got it first.
That's awesome. You're so talented in so many ways. And you have something coming up, a TNT TV series?
Yeah, that was the one I mentioned earlier called Tell Me Your Secrets with the great Amy Brenneman and Lily Rabe. And it's less heartwarming and more heart-stopping than Nashville. It's a thriller. It has some dark parts to it, but when I read the script and I saw the people that were involved, I said, I wasn't sure I was going to start anything so quickly after Nashville, but sometimes a great script and great people just draw you in, and I was. So, as I said, I'm not in that as much, but I'm glad to be a part of it. It's a great first role after.
All right, well, we're going to ask you to grab your guitar
yes.
and maybe give us a little sneak peek of what everyone can expect on
All right,
Saturday.
well, it's actually
for us.
Deacon's guitar, which is why it's got the strap on. People ask, did you leave with anything? I left with this, is one of the things I left with. But
Inseparable.
seriously, this is a song that, this was the last song that we played on the show on Nashville. This sort of wrapped it up. This was one of the songs that to me was the heart of the show, about how while they're all chasing fame, in the end there's only a handful of things you need to have a life that's good.
Nice.
Sitting here tonight by the firelight, it reminds me I already have more than I should, and I don't need fame, no one to know my name. At the end of the